Hey y'all, Bradford here, and I am playing a little Elder Scrolls Online. This is Tamriel Unlimited. This is after the game has gone by to play. Recording this on Tuesdays, whatever the date today is, March 17th. Gosh, almost in September for a second. I don't know what's going on with me. As you can see, I am playing my Templar that I started way back at launch. One of the cool things, I guess, this came about with update 1.6, was the fact that they make you respec your entire character. So I was actually able to completely change around how this character played from how I was playing him before. Before I was using two staffs. I was using Restoration Staff and I was using the Destruction Staff. And I liked that because back when I was playing the game pretty much every day, one of my constant complaints was the combat felt too floaty. I never felt as though I was really connecting with anything, and it changed when they finally added in, collision detection towards the end of the PTS beta period. But it never quite felt 100%, correct. Never quite felt really, really solid and really good. And since doing that, I actually have not liked the build that I had, but I was so invested in it, I had spent so much time in it, I didn't want to change it. So this was really cool to be able to go back around and change this build. As you can see, I'm still using a Restoration Staff as my main skill line. And that's mainly because I had a lot already kind of built up into it. While it gives you all of your skills back, your progression is still there. So I wanted to make sure I didn't waste all of that time. So I kept the healing skill line. And I went ahead and went Sword and Board. I have Wicked Wolf to thank for the awesome Ancient Elf armor and weapons that I have here. And I liked Sword and Board when I was playing it on the PTS. That was what my character on there was. I was a Sword and Board tankish style character. Never really played one before until this game, and I really enjoyed it. That being said, I don't think I'm going to go complete stamina though. As you can see on my skill, my skill bar, I don't have any stamina skills in there. I've got all magic skills. And that's partly due to the fact that, I hadn't focused on stamina for 28 levels, and so I don't have any stamina skills really built up yet. I'm still building up the progression on Sword and Board. Eventually I may add a couple of these sword skills in here, especially the defensive stuff. Shield Charge and Power Bash were two of the skills I really liked using. I really like Defensive Posture as well because it reflected spells back at magic users, which was nice. So I'll probably use a couple of those, which I'll have to build up my stamina. So I haven't even across the board as a result, though I'll probably start leaning a little bit heavy towards Magicka as I continue to level. I am a vampire. I was a vampire when I played back, on the PTS. I really liked the vampire skills, and so I kept with that on this character as well. Impressions on ESO, my thoughts on ESO are well documented, especially with my time with Quest Gaming Network and everything there. That being said, the game looks as beautiful as it ever has. I believe... No, cool. So I'm playing it at 1440 by 900. That's the max resolution my monitor can handle. I don't have a 1080p monitor. Though as you can see, I could downscale it to 2880 by 1800. I'm not going to do that for the purpose of this video because this video will look as though it's stuttering as a result. I actually recorded one video before and had to scrap it because it literally looked like half the frames once I downsampled, because my frame rate does go down a little bit as a result. I am playing it on ultra high, essentially with the exception of your water reflection quality. I don't really need great reflections on my water because I want those extra frames. To me, performance is more valuable than the actual visual look of the game. That being said, my GTX 970 can handle this on ultra high, so I'm going to play it at that because I still want the game to look pretty. Now, I quit playing ESO not because ESO is a bad game. I quit playing it because I felt pressured to play the game as a result of a couple of different factors. The majority of it being the fact that I was paying $15 a month for a game that I was barely playing. I don't like paying for things that I'm not going to use. And so, since I was doing a lot of reviews on other games came out that I was a little bit more interested in. I was essentially getting burnt out from ESO because I was having to, cover it so extensively. It wasn't just one game one game amongst many that I was having to cover. It was the game I was having to cover. And as a result, I felt really burnt out. So around July, August, I stopped playing the game. I came back for a little bit in October, but didn't feel as though I was getting enough enjoyment out of it to keep paying for it again. Now that it's buy-to-play, and there is a distinction here, I've called it free-to-play and buy-to-play, and in my mind it's both. It's buy-to-play because you have to buy the initial game, just like Guild Wars 1 and Guild Wars 2 were. Just like, in a sense, Lotro is classified free-to-play, but you do have to pay for all the expansions if you want to play those. So, in a sense, it could be classified as both. I see this as free-to-play because I'm no longer having to pay a sub fee to play this game, whereas I had to before. It's not often that a MMO goes from sub-based to buy-to-play. Normally the jump is sub-based to free-to-play. And so it is a little odd to see ZeniMax taking this route, but I don't think it's the wrong way to go. Especially because they do want that initial investment from you. They want you to purchase the game. And in the end, the developers do deserve to get paid somehow. And if that's what's going to pay them, great. I just don't like the idea of paying sub fees. I never really have. I paid for it at a time with Lord of the Rings Online because, let's face it, it's Lord of the Rings, and I'm a Lord of the Rings fanatic, and I wanted to play the game. But the minute it went free to play, I stopped paying that sub fee. I have a lifetime account, thanks to a friend of mine, but my main account that Eldalier, my main character, is on, is a free-to-play account, and I have no desire to pay a sub fee. And in this game, I don't see the perks of it being a sub as being enough to warrant $15 of my money every single month. Especially because if I stop paying that sub, all of those perks go away. And the biggest one to me is the expansion content. As a sub player, you will get the expansion content, with your sub. As a buy-to-play player like I am, I will pay for that expansion content. The nice thing is, I will always own that expansion content. Whereas if I am a sub player and my subscription lapses, I then have to pay for that expansion content after having paid $15 a month to access it before, for however many months I've been playing it. So to me, the economics don't really add up in my mind. I would much rather just pay for the content that I want and get my money's worth. I don't foresee myself playing this religiously because I've got other games I'm playing, I've got other games I'm reviewing. The same exact reason why I didn't stick with it before. All of that stuff is still there, and it's even more so because, I'm writing for multiple outlets, I've got multiple different assignments. I have to make sure I'm balancing those and keeping up with that, keeping up with my writing, because, that's how I pay for things. So, gosh, I'm really loving the way this combat feels now, though. I believe it was Colin in the chat room last night telling me that they've done some animation changes, and I'll be honest, I haven't really been keeping up with the news since I, stopped playing the game, because I'm not playing the game. I didn't see a point in keeping up with it. So I'm going to say a lot of things that I'm just kind of surprised are in the game now, that people have known have been in the game for months. That being said, I love the way this combat feels now. It feels a lot more, it feels like it has actual weight to it. It feels a lot better. My hits feel as though they're solidly connecting with things. It didn't feel like that before. They've done a lot of cool things. One of the other funny things that happened last night is I totally forgot they added a justice system in this game. And so I absentmindedly killed a chicken. And all of a sudden, it felt as though I was like playing Legend of Zelda. I had like 5 people trying to attack me for killing this chicken. I had a guard come up to me and like collect 100 gold for killing the chicken. It was pretty insane, and it just kind of reminded me that this is not the same game I played, middle to late last year. All in all, I'm really liking the fact that this game is free. It's free to play, buy to play now. I really like the fact that I'm able to jump in and play whenever I want and don't feel pressured anymore to play this game because I'm paying for it. I think this is going to be a great move for ZeniMax, especially because the Crown Store doesn't seem as though it's, going to help you win at the game. It's just giving you some items to kind of help your experience along, but they don't help you actually win. You've got these really cool looking mounts, which, my goodness, that mount looks pretty awesome. I don't have 2,500 crowns, but, it is what it is. That looks pretty cool, too. I could write a Guar if I wanted. I like the idea of how they're implementing the store. They're not giving me weapons. They're not giving me items that I can't otherwise go out and find in the world. They're not giving me a fast track to 60 or veteran rank 11 or whatever it is now. They're giving me items that I would say, okay, this is pretty cool to have. I'd like to have this panther pet. I don't mind spending 700 crowns on that. Cool. You know, I really like that. I don't like the fact that they're giving away all the bonuses that I got for, you know, prepaying the game, but whatever. They have to make money somehow. I like the fact that they're giving us costumes. I think this is cool. This is one of my favorite features in Lord of the Rings Online. I am a costume connoisseur. You'll notice that I have a separate costume for each individual mount that I ride in my Lord of the Rings Online character. I've got a red outfit when I ride my red steed. I've got a blue outfit when I ride my blue steed. I am crazy when it comes to that kind of thing. So this is the kind of stuff that I can see myself spending money on. All in all, happy the game is gone. Buy to play. You will see me on it more often. I'm still in the ESO TR Akatosh Guild. They've seen fit to allow me to stay there. I think partly so Liz can pressure me into all that alimony money that I owe her apparently. But I'm also in a couple other guilds. I'm also in the Sijic Order guild from the original Sijic Order back on the PTS, and I'm in Supa and Mori's guild for their channel, No Shiz Gaming. So hit me up on there at LOTR Lore in game. Feel free to add me. We'll do some questing. We're level 28, so you may have to put up with a noob, but we'll see how that goes. I'm also thinking about making an alternate character because I preferred Daggerfall Covenant while I was on the PTS. The only reason why I went Aldmeri Dominion is because obviously all of our guild friends went Aldmeri Dominion, so I wanted to make sure I could play with them. But you may see me on Daggerfall Covenant because that's my favorite faction since the PTS. That's the story I like. I like the setting there, and I don't see myself hitting veteran rank quick enough to satiate my need to go back and experience those storylines, so I'll likely make another character and level them up in tandem with this one. So make sure you hit me up, like I said, at LOTR Lore in game, and we can go do some questing sometime. Make sure you watch Gaming in the Industry this week. We will be all three of us together. We'll likely be talking about this because I believe all three of us are going to be logging in at some point this week. I know Brian and I both did last night. I'm not sure if Shank has logged in yet. But you know we'll be talking about it. So make sure you hit up Gaming in the Industry, 7 p.m. Pacific time, aka God's time zone, in my opinion. 10 p.m. Eastern, Thursday nights on twitch.tv/Gaming in the Industry. We're also looking at building a website. So let us know what you want to see on that site, whether you want to see articles, videos, polls. One person said they want a complete unfiltered access feed to all of our text messages, which I actually think is something that would be kind of interesting to see us try to pull off. So who knows? We'll have some more information on that as the weeks unfold. You know, it's not something we're rushing into. We're gonna make this site really nice and as well as we can. So let us know what you want to see on there. On Twitter at GTI Podcast. Hit me up on Twitter at LOTR Lore. And let us know what you'd like to see. Thanks for watching this, guys. If you want to see more ESO videos, let me know. Otherwise, you may not see another one of these for a while because, let's just face it, I don't think I'll be playing it as often as people would like to see the videos. But if that's what you want to see, let me know at LOTR Lore on Twitter, or let me know in the comments below. Thanks again, guys, for watching. Hope you enjoyed. What are your thoughts on Tamriel Unlimited? Are you happy it's now buy to play? Are you upset that you've been paying all these sub fees for a long time just for it to go buy to play? Are you a fan that is returning for the same reasons I am? Let us know in the comments below. Till next time, thanks again, guys. Namadia.